Welcome to my channel. I am K to the K to the K to the Bud. Welcome to K-Bud Reaction. Today I'm reacting to the 10 island you most definitely do not want to be watch ashore. So without further ado, let's get into this video.
Number 10. Ilha d'Aquamanda Grande. Indiana Jones would definitely not like this place. Located approximately 150 kilometers off the coast of Brazil, Ilha d'Aquamanda is widely recognized as the most dangerous place on the planet. The reason for this is quite simple. This small isle is only 43 hectares and is home to thousands of golden lancehead vipers. Literally. Experts estimate that there are approximately 5 golden lancehead viper snakes per square foot of the island. These snakes are reported to be responsible for more deaths than any other snake in both North and South America. There are several stories of people succumbing to the deadly predators in no time at all. One of these stories recalls a lighthouse keeper who was attacked by the snakes and died. Snake Island's lighthouse has been automated ever since that fatality, and the Brazilian government has prohibited any visitors from setting foot there. Also, there's no perfect antidote for those victims who get infected by these deadly creatures, so avoiding this place is a good idea. Number 9. Bikini and Enewetak. Never mind Chernobyl and Fukushima, new research shows a tiny island halfway between Australia and Hawaii has concentrations of nuclear material up to 1,000 times higher than that at 2 well-known meltdown locations in Ukraine and Japan. Following the end of World War II, the US government decided to test more radioactive weapons, so they chose Marshalls, a chain of islands between Hawaii and the Philippines. The first ever hydrogen bomb with the codename Ivy Mike was tested on Enewetak in 1951 to kick off a series of nuclear weapon testing that lasted more than a decade. The US tested more than 67 nuclear arsenals along with the world's largest ever hydrogen bomb, Castle Bravo, on Bikini Island in 1954. This H-bomb was 1,000 times more powerful than Little Boy, the uranium weapon that decimated Hiroshima. After the beginning of the military experiments, the local residents were repeatedly evacuated to the other islands. Since the early 70s, when the tests have already ended, several people have tried to return here. However, because of high contamination and radioactive levels, many of them fell ill and left immediately, so there's no permanent population, though it is projected to be safe for tenancy by 2027. Number 8. Girnard Island, Scotland. Even today there are seldom any visitors to this isle, and why? Because Girnard has effectively been a no-go zone for almost 80 years. Also known as Anthrax Island, the place was actually a top-secret location picked up by the UK government to test its destructive biological weapons during World War II. In 1942, Brit scientists were researching the possibility of using anthrax as a weapon. In the process, they transported 50 sheep to this remote isle off the Scottish mainland. The sheep were bombed with anthrax, and as expected, they all died within 2 weeks of exposure. It was not until afterward that the scientists soon realized they could not remove the anthrax disposal from the soil there. Thus, they put a 50-year ban on the isle. For many years, it was judged too hazardous and expensive to decontaminate the island sufficiently to allow public access. On 24th of April 1990, after 48 years of quarantine and 4 years after the application of decontamination solutions, the island was pronounced safe. Warning signs were removed. Still today, however, Girnard stands lonely and a little unloved given the darkness of its past. Number 7. Farallon Islands, US. Native Americans called the Farallon Islands the Islands of the Dead, and the title is backed with newly released documents of geological surveys in the area. It's revealed that between 1946 and 1970, the sea around the Farallon Islands off the coast of San Francisco was used as a dumping site for radioactive waste. A study by the National Oceanic and Atmospheric Administration said at least 47,500 steel drums were discarded here, but their exact location and the risk they pose to the environment is unclear. It's also believed that attempting to remove them would cause more damage than leaving them untouched. However, over the decades, the ecosystem of the Farallon Islands began to slowly recover. For example, by the end of the last century, elephant seals and sea lions emerged here again, and every year the number of animals on the island is growing exponentially, including great white sharks. So think twice before snorkeling here. Number 6. Ramri Island, Myanmar. Imagine you're part of a military force outflanked by the enemy on a tropical island, and the only way is to face the enemy troops closing in on you or to traverse a thick swamp filled with deadly crocodiles. Do you risk your life in the swamp or put your life in the hands of the enemy? This very situation happened to Japanese troops occupying Ramri Island in the Bay of Bengal during World War II in early 1945. Following fighting between British and Japanese troops, an estimated 400 Japanese soldiers were forced to flee into the marshes that were ruled by some of the world's largest saltwater crocodiles. Those who chose the doomed route across the crocodile-infested water and luckily survived are reported to have told horrific tales of dozens of crocodiles attacking the soldiers en masse and appearing out of seemingly nowhere to drag off some poor soul. The nights were said to have been filled with dire screams, gunfire, and the sounds of animal attacks. This incident is now in the Guinness Book of World Records for the most number of fatalities in a crocodile attack. Yikes. Sounds like we're definitely better off leaving Ramri to the crocs. Number 5. Reunion Island. The next one on our list is not the island itself that's dangerous, but the water around it. Located about 420 miles east of Madagascar, Reunion Island is only 40 miles long and has a balmy climate and sun-drenched beaches, which makes it a popular holiday destination. But in the last 5 years, 13% of the world's fatal shark attacks have happened off its coastline. To put that into perspective, there have only been 3 shark attacks off the coast of South Africa in that same time. An abnormally large population of sharks circles the waters around Reunion. They've attacked 20 people since 2011 and killed 7. In 2013, all open water swimming and surfing in Reunion were banned. Enter those waters at your peril. Another interesting fact about Reunion Island is its mushroom shape. Once you get to the shore, you don't have to go very far to be in deep waters in search of deadly sharks. You can see them right from the beach. Absolutely terrifying, isn't it? Number 4. Stromboli Island. Nicknamed the Lighthouse of the Mediterranean for its steady towering glow, Stromboli, with an area of merely 5 square miles, is widely known for its spectacular volcanic eruptions, which jet fountains of molten rock from its lava-filled central crater. The small Italian volcanic island reigns as one of the world's most active volcanoes, erupting every 15 to 20 minutes for nearly 2,500 years. Having been able to spew fountains of lava almost continuously for the past millennia, every summer boatloads of visitors journey here for the gleaming black sand beaches, and as many as 500 travelers trek to the island's summit each sunset to view the lava fireworks against the night sky. On occasion, 3 times in the last 100 years, there have been much larger explosions, the last of which occurred in 2003. These eruptions were large enough to take the lives of inhabitants of the island and to destroy much of the villages there. Subsequently, the volcano was closed to tourists for 2 years afterward and just reopened in 2005. While such large eruptions are rare, about 300 permanent residents and frequent visitors of this island are experiencing this thrilling Stromboli at their own risk. Number 3. Deadmans Island. Located on the Isle of Sheppey, Deadmans Island in Kent has long been the subject of horror stories dating back hundreds of years. Although nobody lives there, historians believe this mysterious site has been hiding a grim historical secret, and in recent months people have been talking about the place once again. So just what is the story behind Deadmans Island, and what happened there? More than 200 years ago, the island was used as a burial ground for convicts who died aboard prison ships. Thanks to the rising sea levels and coastal erosion, lost bodies, wooden coffins, aged skulls and fragments of bones stick out from the 6 feet of mud that once blanketed the area. Although the island is not open to visitors, the BBC was given access for a special edition of Inside Out Southeast back in 2017. Director Sam Supple said at the time, "It's like being on the set of a horror film." Adding more to our fears, locals have also spurred ghostly folklore like seeing hounds with glaring red eyes that ate the heads of buried bodies, a skin-crawling atmosphere and open coffins that greet anyone who enters the island that's solely occupied by the dead. Number 2. Miyakajima Island. How do you like spending your life in the comfort and luxury of cool, filtered and fresh air? But what if somebody takes that away from you and places you in a town so intoxicated that you have to wear a gas mask all the time? Will you be able to survive? About 160 kilometers south of Tokyo, an island known as Miyakajima, the land rests atop an active volcano chain that's erupted 6 times in the last century. However, the danger isn't just from volcanic eruptions, but from the highest concentrations of poisonous gases, primarily sulfur, leaking up through the ground. In 2000, a mass evacuation was instituted due to extremely high levels of toxic gas in the area. An estimated 42,000 tons of sulfur dioxide per day was diffusing into the atmosphere. Following 5 years, no one was permitted to visit or reside the island. Though many of the residents were finally allowed to return back in 2005, they were essentially required to carry a gas mask at all times. If the air quality gets bad enough, the town turns into a masked, extraterrestrial-looking crowd of people, seemingly all attending the same themed costume party. But they're just normal people who've chosen to live on an island with one strict, strange rule. Sure, it might make for some weird wedding photos, but it doesn't make the wedding any less joyous. Number 1. Hawaii. Hawaii is oftentimes referred to as paradise on Earth, and no wonder why. Each year, about 7 million people from all over the world come to the islands just to enjoy the sun, the beaches, the rainforests, and the mountains. But what if we tell you that without volcanoes there would be no Hawaii? And at the same time, these volcanic eruptions are responsible for killing 280,000 people since 1500 in Hawaii's regions. Strange, isn't it? And what's more strange is recently geologists have revealed Hawaii's Puhahonu to be the largest and hottest shield volcano on Earth, twice the size of nearby Mauna Loa, which now bears the title of the second largest active volcano in the world. It last erupted in 1984, spouting lava down its eastern flank for 22 days. In 2018, Hawaii's Kilauea volcano made global headlines as it embarked on a month-long eruption. Lava spewed more than 100 feet in the air and flowed like water, forming deadly rivers that inundated local communities and cost millions of dollars in...
So, those was the 10 islands you most definitely don't want to be watching ashore. Let me know what you think in the comment section about those islands. Let me know in the comment section what you think you want me to react to next. Until next time, subscribe for this channel. Hit the notification bell to get notified when I post another video. And most definitely, drop a comment down below. Let me know what you think about this video. And smash that like button. Until next time, I am out of here.